Good morning, everyone. This is Gary Kay, and thanks for watching a video version of my Rants and Raves podcast. We are highlighting a special handful of companies to do video demos with before ISE next month in Amsterdam. And XTEN-AV is one of those companies. XTEN-AV is a really revolutionary company with a neat, really unique product offering that is something that every AV designer, integrator, and a large corporation that has an in-house AV company should be using. So Vib, first off, tell us what does XTEN-AV do?
Hi Gary, thanks for having us on this video cast. So XTEN-AV is the world's first AI-powered AV design software, which lets you design end-to-end AV system solutions as per AVIXA standards and design guidelines. So we automate a ton of documentation like line schematics, rack layouts, cable schedules, ceiling speaker layouts, scope of work documents, signal flow diagrams, and a ton of more, and proposals as well. So that's how, yeah.
And what I was going to say is what was cool about it was prior to InfoComm, when I did the video cast with you, there were two camps. There were AV dealers out there saying, wow, this is amazing because I can take my salespeople and turn them into AV designers. And then we had design consultants out there saying, this is terrible, it can't be that good. And then we got to InfoComm, and not only was your booth full of AV design, full of integrators, but AV designers were there saying, this product's actually pretty good. And even though it doesn't do 100% of the design, it does 90% of the design, and we can still add our intellectual property to it. So you actually captured the attention of both parts of the market. Sahil, I know that was a big part of your development. I know this was a long development process, but I know at ISE you're going to roll out some new features that are going to make it even more appealing to both integrators and even end users.
Yeah, so the product turned out pretty good, but there were still a few things here and there that made a few things difficult. So we're trying to improve all that based on whatever feedback we got from customers, and we've enhanced all of that. Without further ado, we'll probably jump into showing you what those.
Yeah, let's do a product demo. I want to see it because I'd love to see. I loved this product demo this past spring, spring 19. And so why don't you take over the screen, Vib, and demo what you have for us here is the new version of it and what you've added on. And what's cool, remember, what you're able to do with this is you've got a library of all the top products in the industry, but also a library of I would say probably about 80% of the industry already there. You can add products to it, and you can build systems on the fly and build your as-built as you're building them, and then modify them as the project gets modified at different layers. But tell me what you've added to the system.
Yeah, so there are a ton of exciting stuff, which is what we're going to show at ISE. So we're going to give you a sneak peek at what's coming up, and all of this is being driven by hundreds of early adopters who've been using our product in the last 8 months. So the first thing which I'd like to show is our new drawing tool, which we're calling as XDraw. So XDraw by XTEN-AV is the newest kid on the block. And XDraw is a completely customizable drawing editing tool, which lets users design their own schematics and documentations as per the way they want. So it works, it's very simple to use. So as you can see, we have our search. This is the XDraw page, which you could see. So you can search and add your products into your BOM, and then all these blocks will be shown in your drawing in your drawing tool, and then you could make your connections yourself. So I'm going to quickly show you I'm going to quickly add a couple of products and show you what's unique about this. So let me just quickly add a microphone. I've already have some products in here. So I add an existing product from our database, which is a Bear Dynamic headphone set. Now, one of the most interesting features which we have is if you couldn't find a product in our database, now you have the ability to add it yourself and create the block on the spot. And it works very simply. So you just click on Add Custom Item. So this is something which was not there earlier. So you were not able to add products on the spot. So this allows you to basically create any new brand or add to any of the existing brands. Let me add an amplifier. Yeah, description, put in a quantity, give a rack unit, and you could put in an image and specification link, select your category.
So when somebody adds a product, is that added into the system so that other people have access to it, or do you sort of vet that, or how does that work outside of the platform?
That's a very good question. So we figured out a fantastic solution for that. So every time you add a product, it gets added to your own library. So there is something known as My Library. So all the products which you add will only be available to you and to your organization only. So so it could be a one-time process that you add all the products which you want, and then you'll be able to toggle between XTEN-AV library and My Library, and all those products will be saved for you over there, and you can go back and edit them as well.
Do I have the ability to make that product public, for example? If I was a manufacturer and I wanted to add all my products into your system, is that possible?
Yes, if you could put in a request to us, then we can definitely make those products public.
All right, so go ahead and do a drawing. Let me see how this works here. Go ahead and add that.
Yes, so there's a question called add IO information. So if you say yes to it, it will give you a nice form to build the block for it. You just click on add port and say I want to give line in. There are 4 inputs. Type of port is input port. You have 4 type of ports which you can add. Then give speaker output and add ports. It's an output port. And then if you want to add other ports such as Dante, just add here. And you can call them other or control port, and you hit save. And then this product gets added to your BOM, and it's a one-time process. So if you will search for this product in your library, you'll see that this gets added over there.
Okay.
So you have your whole library. So it's showing in your library now. So it's a one-time add, and you can access your entire library from this link as well. So you added the amplifier. Now let me just add one more part. So there's another way by which you can add some of the existing products in our database. So let's say there is a product called Tessera XIN, and you will notice here that it says no ports information. So this was one of the biggest challenges which we had when our users were trying to build the BOM, was there are almost 500,000 products in our database, and it's almost impossible to have the IO information and port information for all of them. But with this tool, it allows you to add the IO information to any of the products in our database which don't have the IO information available, like this one. It says no port information.
So when you do that, is that shared with everybody?
No, so that product again gets added to your library.
Okay. Why not make that public? Like, why not make it when somebody goes in and puts all the port information there, make it sort of available to everyone who's using your system? Is there a reason for that?
Yes, because we anticipate a lot of people adding information themselves, and people could have their own preferences of naming the ports and the way they name ports. So we don't want to have that available to everyone, because different people might have different preferences. So, but at the same point of time, as a user, I get that product added in my library, so I don't have to add it again.
Okay. I still want to see this drawing.
Yes, so we're just coming on to that. Sorry, this is... Okay, so once you've added your products, so all you've got to do is click on Open XDraw Editor.
Okay.
So this will open up our new drawing tool. So this drawing tool will basically allow you to make your own connections, as opposed to doing the automated connections, which you could still do in the questionnaire and add your own BOM method. But in XDraw, you could make your own connections. So here you can see my amplifier got added, the custom amplifier which I just added. So it's very simple and easy to do the drawings. Make the connections using the green dots, and pretty simple, easy to use. That's it. And microphone here, which I added. Very simple again, I just connect it. And then I can give the port name. I'm sorry, the cable ID. It's totally customizable.
And so is this new feature integrated into the standard product that anyone has access to now?
Yes, there's no additional fees to get access to this. So this
will be live on February 11th at ISE.
February 11th. Okay, so it's a new feature going live on February 11th. And tell me about what the price of this is now, because prior to InfoComm, you had some sort of like launch deal where you have, one user for free for some period of time, and then you paid for other. How's that work now?
So this is not complete yet, Gary. Let me just quickly show you what's the next level of automation you get just by doing your line schematics. So as you could see, there are symbols here. You can add symbols. You can search for live shapes from the internet. So you want to search for a camera, it will search for all the icons from the internet, and you can use different type of icons. And then you can export these drawings into other formats such as AutoCAD, Visio, and PDF. So that's it. And then you hit save. So once it's very intelligent. So if you delete a product from the drawing, it gets updated in the BOM automatically. So that's the level of intelligence which is there. Once you've done your line schematics, you go on the view designs page. And all the 7 type of documents which you used to get earlier, you will get those again. So the line schematics have been created by you. You will also get a signal flow diagram, which will be the pictorial representation, but again, you'll have to draw the connections yourself. And then you also get a rack layout, which is still automatically generated.
Does the rack layout, I can't remember if I asked you this the first time, but does the rack layout take into account which products weight-wise, also which products need heat dissipation differently and things like that, or do you go in and modify it yourself?
No, we do follow the standard for that, like the amplifiers or the heavy devices should be at the bottom of the rack, and as you move up, the lighter devices like the receivers should be at the top, the wireless receivers. So we do have that taken into account. So I just did my line schematics, and my rack layout is generated automatically, and then I have the flexibility to do the changes. I can move around stuff, increase the size of the rack, and all that. It's totally possible. And then you created the line, the cable IDs. So using that information, we are able to create a nice cable schedule for you with all the source and destination devices and source and destination port details.
Wow, that's impressive.
And then you can put in the type of cables. You can, it's totally editable. You want to add or change something, it's totally possible. And you can just hit save and download in Excel and PDF. So the cable IDs here have been created by the user themselves. And then you've got the standard stuff, which is the ceiling speaker and the proposal and the scope of work as well. The scope of work you'll have to write yourself. So that's right. XTRA. That's one of the biggest things which we are launching. There is another enhancement which we're doing. So in XTEN-AV, there are 3 ways of doing design. So first, you can answer a questionnaire, if you remember from a last demo.
Yeah.
Guess to the product, and you can build the BOM. The second method was you can add your own BOM and do the configuration, and we will automatically draw the lines and connections. So the third method, which I just showed you, is XDraw. So you can just add your products and do the connections yourself. So we've done major enhancement to add your own BOM method as well. So earlier, the challenge with add your own BOM was that we did not have the port and the IO information available for all the products. So that's what we have tried to change now. So you can add products like you added in XDraw. Let's say I want to add a switcher.
So in this case, you're adding it into the database overall.
No, again, this is again going to go in your library.
Right. That's what I mean. Your own database.
Yes, your own database.
Yeah.
And then you put in quantity.
And so this now, are you still in beta test with this product, or is it? Are you feel like it's a finished product now that you're selling through a normal through a normal process?
This is from ISE onwards. This is going to be a finished product.
Okay, because I know at InfoComm it was sort of still in beta, and you were looking for people to use it so that they could sort of work out all the kinks. And so
Right.
now after ISE you'll convert to a finished product. So what will be the pricing structure?
Sahil, would you like to take that?
Yeah.
Or maybe Gary, can I just quickly do this? Will not.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
2 more minutes than this. So as you could see that I added a switcher from scratch. So now you get a nice form which you can fill up. And this is what we're doing to draw the lines and connections automatically, not manually, like you could do in XTRAW. So you can define the ports, the rack units, and then hit save. And then the next thing which you've got to do is you've got to answer the properties. So you can tell your sources which ports are they going to be connected on which devices. So this is my Samsung display and my desktop. So I connect it on my switcher ports. So I can configure it this way. And then I have an amplifier and speakers in the BOM. So I can just configure which ports, which speakers are going to go. Okay. And then we have, so that's pretty much it. And then you hit generate design. And that's all you've got to do. You don't, now you will see all the drawings are created automatically. So you will not have to draw the lines and connections by hand. So the difference is now you will be able to add the port information and IO information instantaneously without having to wait for us to add that information for you. And then you will be able to have those products in your own database. So you'll see, this is automatic. So I did not make any connections here. So this further enhances the process. So yeah, so
let's go back to the pricing information so people know how to get it and how much it costs.
Yeah, so our pricing structure has not changed. We don't feel like just because we've added a lot of stuff, we should jack up the price. So it's still the same. So there's a free plan, which is free for everyone, but it has some limitations, of course. And then there's our basic plan first, which is $59 per user per month. And that's a single user plan. You can add more users to it, but then that would be separate accounts. Then the next one is our business plan, which is $249 for 5 users per month. And then after that, there's a premium plan, which is for larger corporations. And then we just work out a price with you based on how many users you have.
And to get more information on this, you want to go to XTEN-AV.com. You'll be in Hall 7, stand N190 at ISE, but go to XTEN-AV.com right now to get more information and to sign up. I mean, you should, why would you not try to use this as a free product? It's a phenomenal product, and it is going to revolutionize the industry. It's exciting to see this finally come to fruition. I know that y'all have worked very hard on this. And I would encourage everyone to go to Hall 7, stand N190. You're going to be packed. I mean, there's no question. You're going to have people standing in the aisles wanting to get demos and wanting to have a chance to test this out.
And considering it's Europe, so one of the biggest things which we're doing for our European customers is local language support. So you'll see us supporting Dutch, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish languages as well. And then we're also launching more than 200 currencies support. So people all across the globe will be able to use and work in their own currencies. Plus, we're also launching integration with Salesforce and Solutions 360 CRM and ERP softwares, and a ton of other big and small enhancement, which you could see live at our booth N190 in Hall 7 at ISE.
Yeah, the integration into Salesforce is a big one. I didn't realize that. So I want to thank you both for joining me today and sharing this. Again, XTEN-AV.com. Sahil and Vib, thank you very much. And by the way, congratulations. Y'all have done in the last year a phenomenal job, but I know it's been a 5-year process for both of you. So thanks again for sharing it on Rave.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
We're really happy to be on your platform.
And thank you. And of course, all of the ISE news at ravepubs.com. And you can follow us at #ISE2020 all over the next 30 days. Thanks again. Have a great day.